Now, I'm going to show you what I've done, and I want you to listen to how the bees are, the buzzing, and the rate, the level. They are not so agitated. I do have this second box on top. What I've done was I've taken an even amount of frames, and also you can see the little holes in the side. That's because it gets hot here. Again, I didn't want to have mold issues in my hive, so what I've done is drilled 3 sides, and I left the side with the entrance solid so that they will go into the entrance. But I took screen material and I stapled on the inside. I took some brads and nailed them in to keep the screen in place. And what I have done is I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty frames out of this box, and I put it into the bottom box. So now they will have at least 10 frames to build on. So that should keep them busy for probably about a month or so. They have multiplied. So I may actually consider, since I spotted about 2 or 3 queens in this hive alone, getting a hold of one of them and actually seeing if anyone needs, a queen. And again, these are golden Italian honeybees. I've scraped off some of the wax, but they're pretty calm right now, so I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. I'm trying to keep this as steady as I can. They'll work with you. Like I said, my smoker, I ran out of smoke, and really I'm not gonna light it because they're calmed down now. If you just kind of blow on it a little bit at the top, they'll work with you and kind of scoot out of the way. So there's more wax for candle or whatever. But as you can see, these frames were overcrowded, and that is one of the reasons for a swarm. And you really don't want that, like I said. And also, it was getting quite warm in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up. I'm going to put my excluder back on, which I have over here. And I actually have gotten wax off of this as well. So I'm going to slide that back on because I put the queen in the top box. A lot of people, they talk about not using a queen excluder. Well, the thing about that is I don't want her laying eggs in the honey supply. And again, also, like, if you have a plastic, even a metal excluder, you want to put it with the bowed side down. If it is warped a little bit, it's okay, because when you put it in between the hive boxes, it's going to flatten or straighten out anyway. So now that I have that on, I'm going to go ahead and put my Flow Hive box on top. So essentially what I've done is I've given them like a 2-story apartment. And they're happy. I know, because they're not, you can tell they don't sound as aggressive as they did the last time that I came out here. So I'm going to put the smoker somewhere safe where it's not going to start a fire. And I'm going to put my phone down. Now and take the Flow Hive box and put it back on top. I may get into my second hive today, but this is heavy anyway. So when you put this on, I usually go corner and get them out of the way so they're not squished. You don't want squished bees because that is also going to cause a swarm. So what I do is I take it diagonally. No bees here. No bees here. There's bees on this side, so it's going to take me a second. Problem solved. And again, like, I'm not used to using a lot of smoke anyway, so but I wanted to show you the top, and I'm going to take this wax off and peel one of the flow frames from the middle out. Up here. This is going to give me an idea of how far they have progressed. And yes, I am wearing pants. I don't want to squish it. So, this frame, actually, they were laying so much honey and so much eggs in the brood boxes, and it really was in dire need of that second box. But as you can see, they are still in the process of building up the combs. They do actually, you can see some honey in there. There we go. If you can see the shiny stuff that's in kind of towards the top, then that is honey. And I don't want to jostle these around too much. I need to get my frame hangers onto the what you call it, the side of this palette, so that I can have something to hang on. So I'm going to take that frame out and just lay it, and you know, they can walk back up into the hive. All the while, try to keep in mind that your hives need to be level. Okay? If they're not level, then it's very important that you do it right away. Because once they get established, you're not going to want to be scraping comb. And the best thing about this is I can actually take and, oh no, that was from last time. Poor little guy. I can take and, now that I've got this one out, adjust that. And you can also see a little bit of pollen down there. Right here. And then some pollen here in the frames. You see their little hind ends sticking out. They are very busy. I'm going to move this frame, take it out. I'm not using a hive tool, so I don't want to jostle them too much. This is one of the middle frames. Alright. Sorry, trying not to shake it. So you can see they're already in there working, and you can see the pollen. They're sealing off the combs. But this is one of the frames and what it looks like. This actually, when they get it capped and I go to collect it, you see there's some honey in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny. There we go. That right there is going to be capped off. They're just busy. They're not even paying me any attention now. But you can see all the honey that's in there. That is going to be for them for winter. I will leave that alone. They're going to need that food. I'm going to actually, that's the peacock. That's a peacock next door. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put this phone down into the hive so you can hear the buzzing. It is very calm, non-aggressive, very comforting. So I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to put it down in there. If you hear that, that is a sign that they are very content, very happy. And I'm happy because I don't like my babies agitated. There's another frame here. All these bees are worker bees. There is no drone up in the honey super. But you can see right down in there, there's honey. And also when I'm doing this, I like to check for what they call varroa mites. Now, in the event that I find any, I do have my treatment ready for them, and it is effective. The quick strips that I have ordered do not affect the honey supply in any way, but the bees walk over the strips and distribute the miticide throughout the hive, and it kills them. So that's taken care of. Now in this hive, I did not put any ant prevention because, I mean, there's like a plethora of bees in here. You can actually see the honey on their bodies. If you look closely, they're so shiny, and that is the honey. And they're putting it in the little cells. So I'm just going to let this focus a minute. And you can see the honey glittering. That is a beautiful sight, and they're all happy, happy, happy. So, this is not, well, it started out as a hobby, but right now, it's gotten personal for me because I think everybody needs to get back to nature. And maybe there is a lesson to be learned from these bees because, you know, they work together. And there's drone brood and there is worker brood. And there are actually 2 to 3 queens in this hive. I actually did see the other 2 when I was putting the frames back into the hives below, the boxes below rather. So I'm thankful for that because I may be able to help somebody else out. There's my little window in there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to move slow. And they are actually trying to walk back up into the hive. So I think right now that I have a comfort level of them being happy, I'm going to close this hive up. And I may check hive number 2. It's very, very, very quiet. So that does concern me. I don't know that I will have time today. So I'm going to end this really quick and continue on into the video after this. If I do it today, I'm debating because I have to go to work tonight. But this is an honor to be able to do this, and like I said, it would be a blessing if the whole world could work together like this. You know, it really would, because they work together, and sorry about that. it's a nature community, and it's a perfect example of how the world should be, how God wants us to be, and how we are meant to be. So that's just a thought. I mean, I'm not trying to teach anything like that, but it is a nice thought. But just imagine what the world would be like if we could all come together and work together, to make it a better place. And their main concentration is helping and working together and taking care of the baby bees, actually. And now there's a fly in there. Let's see what happens with him. I don't think he'll make it that far. Yeah. Anyway, I have a guard bee checking me out. I'm gonna end this and put that back into the hive, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it's kind of long, but I'm gonna try to keep them under 20-25 minutes. But just a thought, if we could work together for the good of humanity, like they work together for the good of their colony, then this whole world would be a better place.